everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be reviewing the 2010 movie Nightmare on Elm Street. It's the remake of the 1984 classic. The movie is directed by Samuel Bayer. It's the only movie he's ever directed. He's mainly had experience in commercials and stuff and everything, and I think he did a pretty terrible job directing this movie. It's written by Wesley Strick and Eric Heiserer. They did an absolutely horrid job writing this script. I don't know which one of the two came up with the idea to make Freddy a pedophile. I think it's one of the worst ideas in movie history. I think they're both really stupid idiots for making him a pedophile, whichever one it was, or if it was both of them. They both should feel really ashamed of themselves for that. The cast in this is okay. Actually, no, they're really not. They're just terrible. Rooney Mara, who I've heard has become a much better actress since then. I've never wanted to see her in anything ever since I saw this piece of crap. Plays Nancy, and in this movie her name's Nancy Holbrook instead of Nancy Thompson. She's just absolutely terrible as Nancy. Her acting in this is so bad. Now, I can't remember who plays her mom, but the person that plays her mom is absolutely terrible too. And the chemistry between them is absolutely horrible. Jackie Earle Haley plays Freddy Krueger, and I like Jackie Earle Haley usually. Most movies I've seen him in I've liked. I've loved him in Little Children, which is pretty much the only reason why he got this part, is because he played a pedophile in that movie. I didn't really think he was very great as Freddy, if you want me to be honest. I know a lot of people like that he was darker and everything, but I just didn't really care for him. I thought he was okay. I'll admit I'm biased towards Robert Englund, I guess, but he wasn't a very good Freddy. I think he would have been be good in a horror movie as another killer or something. I didn't like him as Freddy. Of course, I really didn't like this version of Freddy though, making him a pedophile. Just something about that really irks me. Kyle Gallner plays Quentin, who I guess is supposed to be like the Glenn of this story. He's okay. He's not a terrible actor. I liked him in the movie Red State, but like Rooney Mara, I didn't like him in this movie. His acting was just okay. Katie Cassidy, who I've never been a huge fan of, plays Chris, who is like Tina from the original movie, but her name's Chris now. And the first half of this movie, she's like supposed to be the main character, and then they switch it over to Nancy. I don't like the way they did that either. I didn't think she was very, very likable, and her acting was pretty horrid too. Kellen Lutz is Dean Russell at the beginning of the movie. He's barely in it, but he's not much better than he was in Twilight. He's pretty much just there for a few minutes, and probably to get the Twihards interested in this movie. Thomas Decker plays Jesse Braun, who's I can't remember the character's name in the original, but he's pretty much Tina's boyfriend playing Tina's boyfriend in this version, and I didn't like him. His acting was awful, and he wasn't very likable. The character wasn't very likable, and his performance was pretty bad. And there is a small appearance by Aaron Yu, who is known for Disturbia, and he had a role in the Friday the 13th remake. He was actually the one thing that I thought was kind of cool, getting to see him in this and everything. I liked him a lot in Disturbia and Friday the 13th, and everything. He just has a really nice screen presence, I guess, but that's really out of the cast. He's really the only one that I was that interested in. The rest of them look like they're bored to death for most of the part. Their acting is so wooden for the most part. Like I said, Jackie Earl Haley tries with the crap that he was given, but but yeah, this is just a terrible movie. The cinematography in this is pretty bad. Most of these horror remakes have pretty good cinematography, but this one, the cinematography sucked. The editing sucked really bad. The CGI was absolutely terrible. Most of the kills sucked. There was a couple of kills that I thought were kind of cool, like Kellen Lutz stabbed himself with a knife. I thought that was kind of cool, and everything. And I didn't like the climax of the movie either. They get Freddy in the world for 2 seconds and kill him right away, which I guess is more realistic, but I didn't like that really, and everything. This was a terrible movie. I don't get why people would like this movie. It's easily probably the worst horror remake that I've ever seen and everything. I like most of the horror remakes I've seen because they bring something a little bit new to the story, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and even Friday the 13th, which was more of the same of what we had before. I still enjoyed that one and everything, but this movie was just horrible. And the fact that they added the "How's this for a wet dream" line, it made no sense at all to have that line in this movie. They just had it in there to be in there, and the way he delivered it, it was just so freaking stupid. This movie is just really irks me. I feel about the way on this movie is Corey from CDR does on Texas Chainsaw 3D. I just absolutely hate this piece of crap. It's easily probably it's definitely one of the worst movies of this decade for me. Probably the worst horror movie of the decade for me. I wouldn't say it's the worst horror movie I've ever seen. I've seen bigger pieces of crap, but this one definitely ranks up there with it, though, and everything. But this is the worst horror remake for sure that I've seen, and I just absolutely hate this piece of garbage. I probably will never ever watch it again. The only reason I watched it this time was because the second time is because I had checked it out at the library and everything. I can't wait to return that piece of crap so I never have to see it again. Yeah, this movie got me triggered. Yeah, I'd give this movie a 0 out of 10. It doesn't deserve anything. To me, it's just a big piece of nothing and everything. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this rant review. Feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. If there's any other movies you'd like me to review or anything, let me know in the comments. And thank you, and have a good day. And I'm going to leave this to say to the person who thought it was a smart idea to remake this movie and the people who greenlight it, this is what you are.